showtime.
Showtime. What?
Oh, oops.
Wow.
What a weekend, actually. How was your weekend, by the way? Chill situation.
It was interesting. It was a chill situation, but shout out to my haters. That's all I can say.
Again?
Yeah,
Again?
but this time was musically.
No, let's talk about it.
Well, my bars got called predictable, but yet at the same time stumped an individual because I said I've been through the barns like Binky and they couldn't act like they could understand the meaning behind it. Yet at the same time, it just goes to show how many people clearly didn't watch Arthur or didn't understand the fact that Binky Barnes started off as a bully, people. So if you didn't really know OG Arthur, then you'd understand. Like, he evolved over time. He got softer over time. But in the early days of Arthur,
I remember Bully. I remember Bully Binky.
Exactly.
I remember him to a T.
See, it's that's my point. So if another rapper can't understand what a rapper means when they say I've been through the barns like Binky, yet at the same time, that same rapper said that he got stuck on that line where you forgot the other rapper's verse. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody that's a rapper would understand this. If you say a line that gets somebody stuck where they forgot another person's verse, that means you won. That's the point of rap. You're supposed to do that. Do you know how many times Lil Wayne said something in a metaphorical sense where you'd be like, dang, I done forgot what homie just said because that was just like crazy. That's the whole point. So I'm just like, it's just funny, bro. Like, people are funny when they try to critique, and I'm just like, why do I bother with you guys?
I love it when people try to critique me on my editing, as if I haven't been doing this for 15 years.
My point, exactly, bro. It's like your craft. It's like, people, no matter what you do,
I take constructive criticism because sometimes I miss something. Like, I'm not perfect, but when you try to come off as dismissive, then we got a problem.
Nah, agreed, man. And see, the thing about it, there's some things. Shout out to my boy D Stone, man. There's some things that I agreed with when they critiqued the song that we decided to let them critique. But most of what they critiqued, we pretty much knew that's what it was. We were like, well, yeah. We were like, that's kind of what we knew before we even did the song. Yet, still, even with that, it was just some of the other things that were said after the fact where you're like, dude, really? Now you're just saying stuff to try to really critique. Because that don't even make sense, bro.
Now you're trying to piss me off.
Yeah, like, I got predictable bars because you apparently think that because you say I got a dated line because I used Dawson's Creek in a line like that was dated, and I'm like, bro, that's a classic show that was popping at its time and still carries over time. I could say sister in a line and people are gonna understand it just because it's quote unquote dated from the 90s. Negro, everybody still knows about sister. Do you know how many classic shows from back in the day? I could use I Love Lucy in a doggone rap line. Niggas is gonna know exactly what that means because it's a freaking classic. There's no such thing as a dated line, bro. I've heard of dated flows. You can have a dated flow.
There's a lot of dated flows. Like, even like I just had a talking this session with Professor Nick Harrison, and he was like, he was surprised that I'm surprised you're not into piano or a drummer. I'm like, brother, I did that. I don't like it. I don't like it. So, man, but yeah, haters gonna hate, bro. Like, some people just do that just to try to get a rise out of you, and it's just like, all you gotta do is just brush them niggas off.
Yeah, man. There's things you can take, but then it's just like after a while, you're just like, okay, now you guys are just, y'all just being extra, because that's to attack but at the end of the day, I didn't too much care because I looked at the rest of the comments of the people who were in the live, and the majority of them pretty much enjoyed said song. And it was like, they had some of the same critiques as what they originally said, which we again knew. But aside from that, bar for bar, verse for verse, fire emojis, love it. So I was like, bump what you guys are saying, because the people say differently. Hence, the people always have the final say. Point blank. So shout out to all of y'all, man, because y'all know I rap. So y'all hear my bars, and y'all are impressed, and y'all would let me know if he wasn't. Gresh would let me know if he wasn't. So my thing is, if my people in my circle, I don't have yes men in my circle. DJ, Gresh, everybody around me,
I'll
my woman.
Exactly. You can do a little bit better here, but I won't harp on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not finna step on your toes because that's your lane.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I can always tell when we do these wrestling freestyles, perfect example. I can always tell if one hit and one don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like the ones that hit the most, you like, oh, nah, Negro, we got to put this out now. You know what I'm saying? And then some of the other ones, it's like, I'm not going to say that Gresh don't like him. He just be kind of like, we'll
put it out eventually.
Yeah. He's like, we'll put that out eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not to say he don't like it. He just don't like it enough hard to put it out for y'all. Because there's some he's still sitting on. Y'all would be like, man, why you ain't dropped this one yet? I'll be like, bruh, hey. I'll be like, Gresh probably didn't like it hard enough to really want to put it out right now. So it's in the archive. Forgive me.
It's coming. It's coming. Trust me. When I ain't got nothing else to talk about, it's coming. But speaking of your bars, we might as well go ahead and start the show and including your bars in this intro.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make noise for Gresh Unleashed.
Let's go! When the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, got an OU jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Yellow, you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like Gresh Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. This is episode 61 of this show. Joining you as always is the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, Gresh. And joining me as always is my main man, my right-hand man, the voice of the Unleashed anthem. If you got a problem with his bars, we don't care. But he is none other than my man, Mr. Highlight Real. What's good with your partner?
Let me holler at you, player. Dog, I don't know why that song, the beat kind of like almost makes me want to do the Teddy Long a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me holler at you, player. One-on-one with the Undertaker.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, man, I got Mania on the brain, y'all. I've been watching too many WrestleManias over the weekend. It was just like, oh, boy. But I only from like 30 up right now. Just the last 10 years. I've been going over the last 10 years, and boy.
I'm about to say Mania. Speaking of Mania, I've been spending all day with 40 years of WrestleMania and WWE 2K24.
Yeah, I know, brother. I know.
Fuck, man.
I can't wait to hear that rant. That's going to be
dog. What the? Oh, my God. I already know my boy. I know my editor is probably watching this now, but yo, me and Highlight talked about it. We're gonna put that video on the back burner because it's too damn long.
Man, 4 hours, my ninja. 4 hours,
and I'm not done.
So 40 years of WrestleMania, yet 20 matches, yet they 4 hours.
Bonus. It's actually 22. I ain't even got to the bonus yet. I heard it was a bonus, and I was stunned. Like I said, I got to take a break because that might, nigga, there's more.
Oh, yeah. Wow. They are not playing. Okay.
I wish they were. Stop playing with me. But my first official WWE 2K24 video will be coming out this coming Thursday or Friday, likely. It'll be a pass or play. Basically, what I did with AEW Fight Forever, that will be dropping this coming Friday. And also, for those of you who haven't already, make sure you guys check out our AEW Revolution post show that was featuring yours truly, my boy Highlight Reel, as well as your boy Squints. Like, shout out to him for hopping on and chopping us last week and on Sunday. Like, it was crazy. It was literally at like midnight, but it was for Sting. So we had to show him some love. So we appreciate y'all for continuing to support us over there on wherever you listen to this podcast. I believe, like, shout out to y'all for real. Like, it doesn't go in vain. And also, last little bit of news outside of the WWE 2K24 rant that I'll likely get into in just a second. We got another Talking Ish episode dropping this coming Friday with none other than Professor Nick Harrison. Check him out. Like, that conversation. I love these Talking Ish conversations because it's just us pretty much literally just it's a conversation. Like I told him on the show, as well as everybody else who's actually been on there, it's literally not an interview. It's literally just me chopping it up with my people and good people. And it's like DJ, Sloan, doesn't matter. Great conversation. And this was a great conversation, including the fact that he figured out why I was so out of pocket last year. He found out that I was I'm gonna tell you on Friday's episode. Cliffhanger. Like, I'm not finna tell you. Like, you gotta watch it. And the reason why he came to the conclusion when I said this particular line, and he was like, now it all makes sense why you were so out of pocket last year. I've evolved, obviously, because what I did last year from 2019 to 2023 is no longer a thing anymore. I grew the hell up. So there's that. But speaking of people not growing up, Sammy Guevara is in some trouble, I guess, apparently, again. We're going to talk about him when we get to AEW. But with that being said, I guess it's time for us to officially chop it up with the family. Do we got any news and rumors that we need to talk about?
You know what? I felt like I saw something. Did I
want to get to your side before I get to my stuff, because I got a list of stuff.
Yeah, a list of stuff. Yeah. You might have to go with it before I get to, well, I mean, are we gonna save it for later, or should we go ahead and talk about our first inductee?
No, we're literally synced up, because that's the first bit of business. Congratulations are in order to Mr. Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously. He is the first ever official inductee for the 2024 WWE Hall of Fame class in Philadelphia, of all places. So shout out to Paul Heyman. Like, you got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I literally broke it right when I found out about it, which is weird because normally I don't catch it on time. I just happen to get right on the IG and right like 8 minutes into them posting it. It was like, oh, let me talk about this real quick. And like, it makes sense, bro. It's Philly, birthplace of VCW, you know what I'm saying, where he was most infamous and cutting the most passionate promos and doing what Paulie Dangerous would do. It just makes sense. And it was well overdue because, I mean, shoot, he should have been in by this point. The fact that he's in now, it really just comes full circle and makes sense. I'm curious as to who they decide to choose to induct him into it, because they can go a number of ways. So I'm like,
we know who it won't be.
Well, yeah, we know who it won't be. Yeah, it definitely won't be him. But not that he would even do it anyway. But
DC CM Punk. Maybe
he could do it. He did say he was the original Paul Heyman guy, or dare I say, could be Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer's gonna finish the story from 2001. We sure about that? Are you?
Hey man, good point.
Sorry, Sorry. Sorry, my bad.
It's totally gonna be an ECW person of some
I
sort.
can see, I can see them doing like a plethora of people. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they do like a Bully Ray, maybe Devon, because they're technically not signed to any company.
Yeah, that's true. They could pull up and do it. It could be anyone from the Samoan SWAT team, or it could be anyone. I mean, it just depends on what era they want to go with, really.
Hell, they can even just have Roman Reigns come out there and say, you know what? I'm the tribal chief, so I'm going to induct him into the Hall of Fame. You're going to acknowledge me because I acknowledge Paul. He's going to make it about himself. I know Roman.
You know what? You know what? If there's one thing we know about the Hall of Fame, especially going into last year, when Dom played into the fact that he was feuding with his whole father that was getting inducted and acted like he did not care and walked out. Mm-hmm. Roman could do this. He really could. I would not be surprised if he's sitting there bragging and boasting about what he gonna do to Cody while then inducting Paul. And it's going to plan itself starting probably this week, because he may mess around and say, I'm gonna be the one to induct Paul at the Hall of Fame. Like he could literally do that. Be like, we got a Hall of Fame inductee in the house, y'all.
You know he love that y'all.
And I'm the tribal chief.
He from the South, so it makes sense.
Yeah, he'd be like, and I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of the table. So I'm gonna induct him. You know what I'm saying? Look.
Speaking of squints.
What's happening? What's happening, Squints? Oh man.
But yeah, man, Paul Heyman. I can see, like, even The Rock saying, like, you know, Paul, congratulations. Mm-hmm. You know he's gonna say something corny.
Of course.
Hall of Fame, yo, Rudy Poo ass on up out of here. Get Rock a ham and cheese sandwich.
Not as corny as what we'll get into later, that's for sure. You know what my name is, so you know I got something to say. Yeah. We'll get into that.
Congratulations are in order to Paul Heyman for being the first inductee. I guess he's the headline, I guess you can say, because they usually have the first person that's inducted. I mean, that's announced as the headline, right?
You know, knowing Roman in the bloodline, they're going to make him the headline if he's not. They're going to say he's the headline.
True.
But I'm hearing, I mean, it's not locked in. A lot of people are just crossing their fingers and hoping that Batista gets into this. But
honestly, if Batista hasn't been in, like, I doubt Batista will be a side headline. Like, that guy is a headline.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm like, it feels like it should be Paul, likely, because of the fact that it's Philadelphia and he's going to get probably the bigger reception. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where you would do Batista per se, because you're never going to really bring a WrestleMania to DC. Baltimore, maybe. I don't know, but.
And also, Batista's doing like 1 million movies. Like, I feel like he got like 20 movies coming out within the span of the next 6 months.
Yeah, that is true, bro. That's why I'm just like, we'll see. We'll see, you know, but it should be Paul, rightfully. You know, Philly, let him headline it.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of Paul and the Bloodline, the challenge is made for night 1 of WrestleMania by the Bloodline, plus The Rock's 21-minute director's cut promo. Did you see that promo?
Oh, did I?
My God.
Man,
that was 21 minutes.
I saw that thing. Well, you know, it was funny because I stopped at the fact of when he just got on Dave LaGreca and just said that, you know, that you don't give that guy a podcast, you give him a straight jacket. I just popped. And I don't know why, but I always laugh when I hear The Rock get passionate for a second in the modern day. So like it's like an idiot, a goof, a pro wrestler that thinks he knows anything about wrestling, but he doesn't know shit. And I was like,
doesn't know shit. I'm like, sir, this is a Wendy's. Hold on.
I'm just like, hey, Rock, hold on. Y'all wasn't ready for that, bro. And I just, bro, hearing him say the S word is just hilarious to me sometimes because I was just like, I don't expect it, but I'm so used to him cursing. But sometimes I just don't expect it. I just laugh anyway. I'm just like, dude.
When I saw that shit, I was like, bruh, what are we
Mhm.
doing?
Yeah, and it's funny because I didn't realize it was 21 minutes. So I realized it was 21 minutes. I'm like, 21 minutes.
It was
No.
15 minutes on Twitter. Then he deleted it and then uploaded 21 minutes. He uploaded the Snyder cut.
Bro, I saw that. I said, no, I'm sorry, Rock. I love you, but I ain't gonna stare at my phone for no 21 minutes. So I had to let that play in the background.
See, in today's society, I am a madman. Your boy Gresh is a madman. So I listened to the entire 20 minutes. Well, first it was 15 minutes, so I listened to the whole thing.
Mhm.
Rock called Dave LaGreca boasted over basically a bitch in layman's terms. Said that when Roman first claimed he was head of the table, the match was set in motion, aka the long game. Cody had his story and lost. Was happy for Cody when he won the Rumble, but convinced him to give up his shot because it was best for the future of the business. Cody agreed, randomly called Pharaoh goofy. How dare you? Like, he called him a goofy ass dog. Like, first of all, how dare you? That's a cute dog. Like, we not, what'd you say fuck him for? Accepts Cody's challenge. Accepts Cody changed his mind, but he doesn't accept how he did it. He said all that while sprinkling in everything we know already about how they got to Rollins and all that stuff. Rock is mad that Cody called the Bloodline goons, calls Seth a walking clown show and clown emoji, and has no idea who he is. And then the video cuts off. And then he said, wait, there's more. Here's the Snyder cut. He continued to go in on Seth, calling him stupid for saying WWE doesn't need The Rock. He basically called Seth a nobody when it comes to the Netflix deal and said nobody was asking for him, aka he was the reason the deal was made in the first place. Reiterates that he owns his name and everything. Rock reminds Seth that he's the boss, not just WWE, but a part of TKO, and says if he keeps going at it, he'll make it sure that the title goes to someone else. In other words, Rock called him a clownish bitch. Rock turns his attention back to Cody and says he will pay for taking the main event away from him and the millions and millions. In closing, Rock said, Cody Rhodes, man to man, fuck your story. And then he plugged SmackDown before doing the If You Smell stick to close out the video. Fuck your story. And then on SmackDown, he gave us another 20, 40-minute promo because the whole thing was 40 minutes, including the entrances.
Now that was also kind of partially Roman too, if you combine them.
That's why I say including entrances.
Yeah, it's like
Roman took 10 minutes to get to the ring. Talking about acknowledge me for like 20 minutes because they didn't acknowledge him loud enough. And then Paul said, let's go to commercial break.
Bruh.
And then The Rock came out, did his whole entrance. And then he talked for another 20 minutes. And I'm like, God damn, what else are you got to say, bro?
Yeah. Bro, I feel so bad for anybody that gets no TV time because of that. Or got their matches cut short because of that. I'm just like, man, why couldn't that have been done on Monday Night Raw? Raw being 3 hours, you can get away with that on that show. But a SmackDown, my ninja, that's the whole doggone show. At this point, it's like, bruh.
The entire show. It's like, bruh, 40 minutes is literally the half of the show. Because I expected when I saw the 21-minute Snyder cut from Rock's promo, I was like, okay, so that means it's just basically going to be an entrance. He gonna joke, but it literally was like that. Like I think it was Doc Chris from BR on Twitter. He was like, that was literally 40 minutes of what? How do I explain it? I said it was literally 5 minutes. Opening segment it got the story moved along. And then the rest of it was just filler. And then the closing 5 minutes got the story wrapped up in a bow.
Yeah, man. Well, that's Bloodline for you. They run it, so they're going to take up as much time as they want, and you're going to like it. God damn it.
I'm not complaining because I was enjoying it, but then when people brought it to my attention, it was like 40 minutes. I said, God damn.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, I agree. I ain't complaining. I mean, I'll enjoy him calling a crackpot town.
No, he called them meth head Karens was it meth head? He called them crackhead Karens and meth head something. And he called his dick Paul's Holy Moses.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was just like,
I said, "Sir, why?
I was like, so
this
we went from strudel to holy Moses.
is
Huh?
my holy Moses." Like, I,
So that means I think I understand you on that, Rock. So what you're telling me is that when they wet, you basically pardon the Red Sea. That's what you're saying, huh? Okay, I got you. If you calling it Holy Moses, I guess that's basically what you're saying. I guess. Because we went from toaster strudel to that. So I guess that's what you're telling me. You pardon Red Seas out here, huh, Rock?
What the fuck?
Dwayne to Dwayne. Okay, I got you, man.
What the fuck? What? What are we doing?
He got the stick. He run it to the ground.
No.
Man,
This Roman face is my face. Why?
Hey, man. He nicknamed it, not me. I don't know why, bro. I was just like, by all means.
Dwayne is out here destroying holy oceans with his holy Moses. Word to MFB on Twitch. What the hell is going on?
It's so hilarious when I see that because I have to take my own. See, I'm disqualified anytime y'all call him that because I can't say that because then I feel like I'm talking about myself. So it's hilarious. I have to call him Rock half the time. It's weird for me to call him Dwayne because that's my name.
That's your government.
So I can't say that. It's weird, man. It's weird. It's really weird. I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, all good. Carry on. That's my boy Perk would say. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy.
But yeah, so basically the story is they want Rock and Roman. Rock don't want Cody 1-on-1. He wants Cody and Seth in a tag team match on Mania Night 1. As soon as that happened, I already knew for a fact that Bayley's hopes of main event in WrestleMania was done. I'm like, it's a wrap. Which I have a gripe with because it's like at this point, it's like, what's the point of saying the women main events WrestleMania if they're gonna keep getting shysted for that main event? They did it in 2018. They did it in they almost did it in 2019, but that was the winner take all triple threat. 2020 was there one in 2020?
Nope.
Charlotte won. That was the night she was like
won, but
one.
they kicked off that because I actually went on a WrestleMania marathon. I skipped through the pandemic, but I saw where night 2 her and Ripley started that night. Okay, they ended it with Drew on night 2, and then night 1 I think ended with the Boneyard match. So basically, the Undertaker and AJ Styles.
So basically, in a way, the last time it main evented was Bianca.
Pretty much, Bianca and Sasha. Pretty much,
because Ronda didn't even main event; she co-main evented. Because it was KO and Stone Cold that year.
Oh yeah.
In 2023 was Rhea won that one, and they co-main evented that one. It was the Bloodline main event
because the tag team. Yep.
So likely Bayley and Io are going to co-main event again. So, I mean, soon as he made that challenge for night 1, I said, "Yep, that's a wrap." Sorry, ladies. Some people hate it, some people don't. But it's like at the same time, it's like I get the people who hate it because it's like, don't lie.
I don't like it for for the women. I don't like it for we talk about it. I mean, let's call it like it is. It's Women's Month. You know what I'm saying? It's Women's History Month, so it's not cool. To do these women this way, especially when you talking about going in the right direction. It's like, what's the point of a Women's Royal Rumble if they're not going to get to main event? If you believe in equality and you're doing things in the equality level, okay, well, the women get a Royal Rumble because the men get one. Okay, the women get Hell in a Cell match because the men get one, or the women get an Elimination Chamber match because the men get one. So keep the same energy when it comes to these WrestleMania main events. Like, I get it because it's The Rock and it's Roman, but you know good and well that could kick off the show. Kicking off the show is just as much as main event in the show.
They can honestly do all that in one night, really.
If they want it, yeah.
If they wanted to, like they literally could just say, "Okay,
Start
you
the
have
show
to."
with it.
Do they want to pull a Daniel Bryan with the WrestleMania 30? He literally kicked off the show and had Cody go all the way to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally do that again.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Like, it didn't need to be something that you're taking away from people who work twice as hard, because the women basically work twice as hard. Like, Seth talks about the full-time guys that are there, you know, and some of the, you know, you got those locker room voices that say that in promo when we know that, like, that's slick shoot. It's like, okay, cool. But what about my women out there, bro? They working twice as hard as y'all. Because it's like, they got to fight twice. They got to fight against the part-timers and the men that's there on a regular basis. Just to get a main event spot. It's not cool to them, bro. Stop doing them like that. Especially because you can argue and say you got more female stars than you do male stars. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax. You know what I'm saying? Bailey,
Yeah.
Io Sky,
Naomi.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's what I mean by this was literally 40 minutes, including the entrances. Or it's like, if you're entertained by this is your bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're that type of person that wants story, the first 5 minutes with with Roman Reigns, basically his insecurities are showing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With his cousin showing up and taking the thunder. And then the closing where he had The Rock basically acknowledge him. Which he did.
In the most unconvincing fashion, according to most people.
Oh yeah, they definitely see Rock setting Roman up to set up for their match next year. Because Rock is on the board.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't going nowhere.
I told people this. I said it from jump. I said, yep, you're going to get exactly what you got at WrestleMania. What was that? 27? Was that 27, right? The one in Atlanta that we still need a do-over for, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I said it then when this was all still kind of in plans of where nothing was locked in. I was like, yep, they're going to totally set up a situation where The Rock does exactly what he did to Cena. It's going to cost him a match. And then they're going to set it up for the following year. And you're going to get a whole year's worth of build. And what do you know? Here we are. So it's like, now the countdown is not a matter of if, just when. You know, clock's ticking, if you will. And we'll see. Mm-hmm. And if you're Sami Zayn, you should say what goes around comes around, because that's basically what this feels like, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Roman's about to get a dose of his own medicine. Oh boy,
this is about to be a movie. This is about to be a movie. I'm just here for the ride. I'm just here to laugh. But I stand by my sentiments. I feel like this should open night 1, night 2, and Roman and literally make the entire night 2 Roman versus Roman and Rock, Bloodline, Cody, and all them stories. Like, they should not take away a spot, because even then it's like, where does Seth defend his title on night 1? Does he open the show to defend his title? And then that's what I'm saying. So it's like, or do he defend his title in the co-main event and then Roman and Rock make him face them immediately after barely retaining?
And see, that's a whole different story, because it's funny with Seth's situation. I mean, you got Drew over here literally trying to keep this man focused. Yet at the same time, the unwritten story is Damian Priest with this doggone briefcase that's going real under the radar. Very under the radar.
Oh, it ain't under the radar. I know he ain't cashing in. I'm looking right at him. I'm like, bruh, cash in. No? Okay.
Yeah, he could have did it that night, but Drew wasn't gonna let him do that. That's why he knew not to do it right then and there. Drew wasn't gonna let him do that. No, he was gonna cock block again the way he did the last time. So he gonna have to catch him the way Seth caught Roman at 31. He's gonna have to be like, okay, wait for the right time. Come on up in there.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
Tough it out, son.
That's too damn bad.
Man, shoot, dog.
But man, that's what I'm saying. The promos, the challenges made, it is what it is. I know some people was upset that, speaking of this, I know some people was upset that Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton got cut.
Yeah, well, I was kind of more upset at the outcome, but I guess it was expected,
That too. People were mad about that too. Like, she didn't get her entrance, and then she lost.
Hi.
What's your thoughts on this? Because I know you have some thoughts. Whenever you look down, you have thoughts.
See, it's funny because I like Tiffany Stratton a lot. I really do. And because I was on that train way before anybody else was.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that because you'd be like, my brother. I'm like, hey man, it's Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. And I still very much love this woman a lot. But listen. Black America. I've been listening to a lot of y'all, and I hear it because if you're outraged about Naomi losing to Tiffany Stratton, you are the same people that want her to go against Bianca at WrestleMania. While Bianca's been explaining about this undefeated streak, so at WrestleMania. So you want this match to happen there, and dare I say Bianca get a first loss to Tiffany Stratton of all people. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, that elevates Tiffany. It's a major win for her. Yes, but that ends the EST of the WrestleMania thing. Personally, I think you should keep that going because of the fact that it's literally a fact. You can't spell WrestleMania without EST. Play off of that. Keep rolling with it, for all I know. Do what you got to do. But, man, no. No. Man, listen.
We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Everybody's welcome. Fuck that.
Yeah. Look, man.
We retired that here. I'm lactose intolerant anyway.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a very interesting thing because it's like, I don't want to see Naomi. You remember I had this gripe with you when I talked about Elimination Chamber as it was. It was just like, this was cool, but now people got to take losses. And it's like, okay, since taking those losses, a lot of those women have lost or, kind of been protected, if you will, in some of these losses. But it's like, how many times can you protect someone before it's like a loss is still a loss?
Mm-hmm. A loss is still a loss. I tell people this all the time. You win, you lose. It's all about the follow-up.
Yeah. And see, Naomi literally lost clean in this aspect. It wasn't no protection, no nothing.
Nah.
Straight clean loss.
She did ram her shoulder into the ring post, but that's still, nobody touched her from the outside. So, she did cheat a little bit. They tried to protect her a little bit, but it's still a loss.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. And now it's like everybody campaigning wanting Bianca and her to face him, like, for why? I get it because she's like, I'm not afraid to come
my
out
gripe
of
is everybody want Bianca and Jade to face. I'm like, nah, you built to that. You don't just.
I don't. Yeah, bro, I don't want that either. I'm like you, built to it, but for whatever reason, lately it's been more Tiffany than Jade.
No, that's what
Everybody's
I'm
really
saying. Like
campaigning.
everybody's like, okay, let's get Jade versus Bianca, but I'm like at WrestleMania 40, and I'm like, no, Tiffany, keep it to Tiffany. You have to build. I need a year, not a year, but I need at least a couple of months build for Jade versus Bianca.
But see, I could argue and say the same thing with Tiffany because what I'm supposed to just think because she slapped the girl and did a few. Give me some story on that too. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I guess
unless
that's
they're gonna.
I guess the story that they're telling is Tiffy time.
Yeah, ain't
That's
good
literally
enough
the
for me.
story.
For WrestleMania, that's not good enough for me, bro. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I'm just telling
That's
you
cool
what they.
for a. That's cool for a backlash,
Yeah.
or that's cool for a Money in the Bank if you want to go that route. But no, man, not WrestleMania. When you
You're
look
good,
at what
bro.
we
You're
got
good.
with,
You're good, bro. We're just joking. You're good.
yeah, but like, yeah, what we were saying, like when we think about like take Bailey and Io for example, right? Like, look at how far back that goes. Like that, hence why we should see that as a main event because that's, you know, shout out to Ash Benny when she pointed this out last week on Life's a Botch. Like that was a build that has not been hijacked, unlike most of these other storylines that have been basically hijacked by the fans. Like you knew the seeds that were coming for that, and they slowly kept building and building and building and building to where we at now. So I would say the same thing. It's like, you know, that's Bianca we talking. You can't just throw her in anything just because it's like, oh yeah, she needs to get to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh well, it's Tiffy time. Come fight me. Like, give me more of a reason. Like, more of something to make me invested, not just a match because you feel you got to put Bianca and Tiff on the card. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tiff can technically miss out on this. She doesn't need to be at Mania right now.
Facts. Like,
Just
oh no,
saying.
you don't have to convince me. I agree with that. Like, you don't have to put. I'm still a strong proponent of not everybody needs to be on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah, facts.
Especially if there's no deep story involved. I mean, I get that she's going to be on there. It's going to be a showcase match for her. Will it be Bianca? Probably. Will I hate it? No, because I know they're going to have a solid match, and it'll be another women's match on the card. But do I feel like it needs better build, long-term build? Yeah, it will likely be set up as a transitional match. Like, I hate to say this all the time, but pay-per-views don't end stories. It continues. Because WWE is a pro content show. So if there's a continuation, they're going to find that continuation. It doesn't matter if it's a WrestleMania, SummerSlam, a Survivor Series, a Royal Rumble. It's going to add into the next show. So if they do have Bianca versus Tiffany, best believe it's going to be a rematch at Backlash in France.
I don't like it. Nah, I don't like it. Just don't do it for me right now. It don't. I'm not saying the idea wouldn't be a banger. I know they would put on a good match. It just don't do it for me right now.
I mean, they have less than a month
to
convince us.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Like, they literally have less than a month because we'll be in Philly in literally less than a month. So that's why I'm like.
Ironically, I will say this. I'm just almost really surprised that Tiff's not even really on Raw. I don't even know what she's doing on SmackDown. Now that I think about it, her whole boyfriend's literally on Raw, and the way they usually keep couples together, I would think she would have been on Raw to begin with anyway.
They probably travel to each other. They probably like, okay, I'll just travel with you.
Yeah,
it's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, it's just
weird.
It's
not like it's Raw and then SmackDown on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally have like a week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Yeah, see how they.
But also, personal relationship aside, like, what else would she be doing on Raw? Because they'll probably be having her do the same thing she's doing on SmackDown.
Well, yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of. I guess you could say there's a lot of women she could beat because she could run it back with Becky at any time. Like, see something like that, given their history, they kind of already have story there because of, well, you took the NXT title away from me, and but you made me better at the same time, or I got better since my 2 times meeting you. And now that I'm here on your level, let's run that back for one more rubber. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Uh,
Right.
then you look at not necessarily Naya, but let me see.
They can do Liv.
You got Liv. Yeah, Liv could work. They did kind of have their situation with Elimination Chamber a little bit where they kind of feuded many. Uh, and then, like we said, Raw needs more help with the women on that side anyway. So it's kind of like, I don't know how. The more I think about it, how did she end up on SmackDown to begin with? Like, it's just weird. It's like,
Because that's all I got.
he said, that's all I got.
Because
It's just, like, I don't know. I just think she would have done a better fit on Raw. And then you because SmackDown having Naomi, having Bianca, having, I'm assuming maybe Jade, but then again, she can be on Raw at this point since wherever they have her. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's a very interesting thing. And then if Rhea eventually turns into a babyface, she's the perfect antagonist for someone like Rhea because she's completely opposite of Rhea.
It's so many ways they can go with that situation. I guess we could switch it up. I mean, do you want to talk about? Before I forget,
Go ahead, bro.
No WWE rivals review this week because of Revolution, but it was Jake the Snake Roberts versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Do you remember that feud?
No, only because at that time I don't even think I have to go back and actually watch it. I probably would watch that Rivals just to do my touch up on it. Like I've seen highlights over the years, like the whole, pull the snake out the bag when Macho Man was tied into the ropes and that little toothless snake holding on. Yeah, yeah. It was still devastating, even with the toothless snake. It was just like, oh, because that snake really made it believable. Like he's like, yeah, I'm really biting you, my ninja, even though I have no teeth.
It was, and even though the venom was removed from, yeah.
So. I forgot you could do that with a snake.
Yeah. Once you remove the fangs, I think the venom you can remove it too. Like because I think I'm not a zoo person, so don't quote me. But I think once you remove the fangs, it like the venom leaves it too, something like that.
Huh. Interesting fact.
I won't be surprised. Also, season 5 of Dark Side of the Ring started airing tonight at 10.
Oh.
So what we might end up doing, do you think we should watch it on Wednesdays and then talk it on Tuesdays?
Now, who's on this season though?
So this season they have Chris Adams, Sherry Martel, Terry Gordy, Black Saturday. I'm guessing the Vince McMahon thing with the Black Saturday thing.
Black Saturday thing. Why does that sound familiar? That Black Saturday.
And so basically, according to Wikipedia, trusty research, by the way, the term Black Saturday refers to Saturday, July 14, 1984, the day when Vince McMahon's World Wrestling Federation took over the time slot on Superstation WTBS that had been home to Georgia Championship Wrestling and its flagship weekly program, World Championship Wrestling, for 12 years. McMahon's purchase led to a long-standing rivalry between himself and WTBS owner Ted Turner, who later bought GCW successor Jim Crockett Promotions and formed his own company under the World Championship Wrestling banner. So basically, this kickstarted in a way kickstarted the Monday Night Wars without starting the Monday Night Wars.
Okay.
So apparently it was a big deal.
Okay, that'd be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting one. Sherry Martel will be interesting. Sensation.
The one that aired today is the one based off Earthquake.
Okay, Earthquake.
And then they got one coming up on Chris Colt, the Sandman, Harley Race, Buff Bagwell, and Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Buff Bagwell is going to be interesting because I've known a little bit about his story.
So
wow.
Look up this. So basically, the one that airs tonight is Earthquake.
Okay.
The Ballad of Earthquake, John Tenta. Next week will be Buff and the Bagwells.
Okay.
All right. The week after that will be Terry Gordy, Final Flight of the Freebird.
Okay.
And then on March 26th, it will be Saving Face, the Brutus Beefcake story. And then they have other episodes, TBA, so we don't know when the other episodes are going to air. But those are the main topics. we don't necessarily have to review every episode. We can just review certain ones.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna watch everything.
Me either, bro. Like some of those,
so much, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
they've had better seasons, but I mean, Sensational Sherry.
It's only so much that that I feel like the bread and butter was like seasons 1 through 3.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's kind of like they're just scratching for whatever is left to talk about.
Yeah, like Sensational Sherry's story would be interesting. Sandman kind of sounds interesting, mainly because of the fact that, I mean, he's Sandman and he was always like drinking beers and hammering over. I want to say after New Jack, anybody from ECW at this point is kind of interesting to me, just because I mean, them ninjas was like literally hardcore in and out the ring, so it's just like I'm intrigued on Sandman's too. I don't know.
Yeah,
Earthquake's that gimmicky era, and it's kind of like, ugh. But I'd still check it out just to see. You never know.
Yeah, so we'll just check. Like me and you'll text each other and be like, okay, we can check this episode out, and then we'll talk about it. And if we don't, then it's not something neither one of us are interested, because we're not going to force ourselves or you guys to listen to us read verbatim what they're talking about when we don't give a fuck.
Ain't that the truth?
So there's that. Outside of that, I think that's all that we got for Chop It Up with the Fam this week. I guess we can get into this week in wrestling. We don't have a break this week. We'll have it back this week because I literally been doing 2K24 content and it been taking up, like I didn't have time to edit any freestyle. So we'll definitely be back with that next week. But NXT Roadblock, I guess we can go there.
Let's do it.
What you think about it? Like, I enjoyed it for what it was. It felt like another glorified episode of NXT. It was some good stuff. We started off with Dijak versus Joe Gacy in Asylum match. What the hell? I feel like I say that every time I watch a Joe Gacy or Dijak match in general. Not even just Joe Gacy. A Dijak match in general, it leaves me with what the hell.
Yeah, man. That moonsault.
What you think about this?
Was crazy that he did, where it was just like, oh snap. This match was high energy, man. It started off the show really, really well. Set the bar for how the rest of the show went. I hate that a lot of stuff didn't really match the bar of it.
Yeah.
Granted, it was a solid show.
I felt like this was a takeover match.
Yes.
For those of you who understand that reference, but then everything else kind of just
felt like it
was just a vibe.
Yeah.
It was just regular NXT.
Yeah, I agree. Like this match had moments where I agree it felt like a takeover level match, because it was like it kept your attention, because it was just like, whoa, even with the ending, and it was just like Gacy just taking the finisher to then get up, take another one, and it's just like, oh, feast your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like twice in a row.
And my thing is, bro, like you did all that and he still smirking at the end. You just got to shoot that brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this Batman Joker thing is really working with them. Who would have thought? Like it's really crazy. Like I never thought I'd see a Batman Joker visual in wrestling like that, but that's
it works.
It does. It works a lot.
Like as long as it works, it works. Like I can't really like hate on it. So there's that. Next up, we had the NXT Tag Team titles on the line. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin defending against Chase Hughes, Andre Chase, and Mr. MVP himself. This match, first off, they threw me off with Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin's theme getting mashed up, and it synced. It actually synced. So, because it's the same tempo, so you can't mess it up.
Good job, Def Rebel.
Decent. Yeah, we're going to give you some praise, motherfuckers.
Because you couldn't mess it up. That's why I was like, well, yeah, no, I'll just leave it at a positive praise. Never mind. I was going to say it was a sarcastic praise, but that works. That works. We'll go with that. Yeah, man. That's
I enjoyed this was a solid match. Like it was like Braun Breaker to me is just he's the definition of look what I can do, but in a good way possible.
Yeah.
That man, this entire match, he was just doing shit. That's all I can describe. That's how I can describe Braun Breaker wrestling. He just do shit. He does shit and it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense on how he does it.
Yeah, that
That man be running fast for no reason, and then you be like, well, it makes sense because he's Braun. They wouldn't give you that name if you were mid.
Yeah, seriously, bro. He's oof, boy.
Why you think I call that man LeBron Breaker?
Yeah, time's a ticking. You got a new tribal chief on the horizon or something.
And he's on SmackDown doing squash matches. So
yeah, he's getting called Goldberg, he who shall not be named. Someone else they're comparing him to. The way his match. Oh, the Rye.
Oh, the Rye. Oh, we can say Rye back. We don't give a fuck about him.
Yeah, no, we don't. But he's even getting those.
At some point, how the hell? Every time I see Ryback, I'm like, bro. At some point, people liked you. Hell, I liked you, and then you just fell off because you became an idiot.
You know what was funny, bro? It didn't hit me until I went on that little WrestleMania marathon I went through over the weekend, and I said to myself, how the heck did he who shall not be named and Ryback never cross paths? With the way they booked Ryback at one point in time back then, I was almost shocked that they didn't try to do something with these two.
Brock probably saw it and said, fuck you.
Probably. I guess so. It just boggles me because given that time frame, there was only so many people you could put him up against, and I for sure would have thought. But I guess when you lose a match to freaking, Kalisto, that says enough of what they need to know about you, buddy. I'm just saying. Like, if you lost a match to Kalisto, my guy, then you wasn't gonna beat Brock anyway. So, oh well. Oh well.
Well, tough break, nigga. It's always FUBU.
Wanted, bro. Oh, boy.
But nah, Braun, I feel like once they give him a solid story, like in-ring rise, he got it.
Mm-hmm.
Once they give him a solid story, it's straight. I feel like the reason why he's been on these squashes is because the bloodline story has been literally not giving him time on SmackDown, which is another reason why I don't understand why they didn't put him on Raw with the Intercontinental title to give him more time to cook. But I get it. They need to fill out the ranks on SmackDown.
Looks like we'll get to that one too.
Next up, we speeding through a lot of stuff. I mean, we had I'm basically going through the matches too, because a lot of stuff, like I'm saying, a lot of stuff felt like it wasn't bad, but it was just like nothing really stood out like, hey, let's talk about this. You feel me? Women's Tag Team Championship was on the line. Kabuki Warriors defending against NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria and Tatum. Yeah, she's an interesting individual.
Mm-hmm.
She's horny. I don't know. Like the match itself, honestly, I enjoyed the match. Like, I feel like the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships need to be a consistent thing, because I saw a clip of your show, Watch the Box Podcast, but you guys check that out. Where you was like, the NXT Women's Tag Team titles need to be given to NXT, and they need to have a main card or mid card title, excuse me, for the main roster so they can float around. And hell, I would even add to it, have them float around still in NXT. Give them just the raps or the reps, if you would.
Yeah, man. It really makes sense because the women, they have so much more. Like, they have a loaded women's roster on the main roster, but it's that much more loaded in NXT because of all the prospects they have. Shoot, those Cavender twins or whatever, we still haven't even seen them yet.
Are they even signed?
Or were they? You know what? Good point. Were they? So I don't even know.
I feel like they was interested, and then they probably took a bump and said, "Yeah, never mind."
Maybe. Okay. Well, maybe you're right. Who knows? What were they supposed to? Were they famous before WWE or something?
Influencers, probably.
Well,
I never heard of
me
them.
either. That's why I was like, well,
They probably was in the Olympics or something. I genuinely don't shoot the messenger. I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't follow all sports, all whatever. Is it the Calendar Twins or the Cavender?
Cavender twin or something. I think I said it right. I hope I said it right. But it was like,
Yeah, Cavender Twins. They're in the NIL program,
okay, that's what I thought.
but they're not really. They're not signed. Like I think they're. Yeah, so they as of October, they said they're deep in training or heavy conversations with WWE. So who knows if they fell through or not? Like, will they come around? Are they even training? We don't know. Like, I don't follow them on social media, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily know.
Yeah, we'll see. But the fact is, even whether you count them or not, there's so many women prospects that can easily form tag teams. That especially the ones that aren't truly ready yet.
Mhm.
And they could just because sometimes being in a tag team just helps you get better until you're ready to truly be a single star. So it's like it just helps people grow. You know, look at NFA and Lee Blades. You know what I'm saying? Like they started off like singles, and you can tell they weren't ready, but then they formed them as a tag team, and look how they are now as a tag team. So it's just so many women they can do that with, where you're like, yo, just bring these titles here, let it float around the development of women, makes them better, makes them hungrier, something to fight for. And I like your idea too with the mid card. You know, if it goes to the main roster, let the women on the main roster fight for it. But time to time, let them come to NXT if there's one that's a prospect showing some prospect of like, hey, she could be on that main roster before you know it. Let's have her go against our mid card champion real quick. You know,
And first and foremost, what I need them to do is establish stories involving these said titles. Don't just have titles just to have titles,
mm-hmm.
because at that point, who cares?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Who cares? You're right. No. Yeah. Because I mean, but I hope they do figure that dilemma out at some point. Because they got to figure that out quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure. What you think about the match itself, though? Before we move on to what happened after the match.
It was cool. It was cool. You know, usually that's the only thing about when you expect the outcome that you expected. You're like, yeah. I thought it was an interesting little spot that you clipped with you know, Tatum and Kyrie Sane. That was like
it caught me off guard when it's like, what is happening here?
maybe they saw Killer Kelly. I blame Killer Kelly, man. They saw Killer Kelly and freaking you know, Rosemary, and was just like, oh, okay, well, we can do creepy, weird stuff too in the ring. Watch this, you know. And it's just like, okay.
And they was just yelling loud, and I'm like, okay. And it's like I was just like, all right, cool. I think.
Yeah, they don't know. It's just like, all right.
Me either. So we're both in the same boat. I'm like, all right, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne Perez finally embraced the hate.
Yeah, man.
She's finally snapped.
I like Bad Roxy. This is already a good, you know. She looks like a psycho.
She rocking her famous AJ Lee fit. So
looking like a killer. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you might have a point there, brother. She could pull this off real well.
Who knew? That's all she needed was just an unhinged character.
Yeah, I can rock with it, man. I'll take the unhinged character. I'm like, shoot. Kind of makes it more cute. I don't know why. This is weird. Chicks are like that though. I don't know why. It's no, seriously.
Yeah, I know.
Like keeping it real, keeping it 100. It's like I don't know why, but like when you see
CM Punk has a lot of famous words.
True.
Pipe bomb, voice of the voiceless. But the one word continue to ring true because it makes sense. I dig Crazy Chicks.
Mm-hmm.
Those make sense.
It does.
But as I get older, I don't dig all Crazy Chicks because some of y'all just need to be left alone.
Yeah.
But in a good, this is I dig Crazy Chicks in a good way. But
Mhm.
Rocks, I feel like the whole, like, I'm not disrespecting anybody who has anxiety because sometimes I have anxiety moments.
Mhm.
But the character they was trying to get her to portray didn't really fit to me. It felt like I was listening to a child.
Yeah.
Whereas here, she's annoyed. Her voice fits the like entitled gimmick. Like, no one should get a title match before me. I never lost the title. Really, I never really lost the title. Like, she should be. This is her.
Yeah.
So her targeting and quote unquote injuring. This is your NXT Stand and Deliver match. And if they're not planning on taking Rocks to the main roster anytime soon, I see Lyra losing the title at Stand and Deliver to Rocks.
Yeah, this makes sense. You can see it because it looks like even with Mello, when we get into that, it seems like I guess they're pulling back on some of this a little bit. For whatever reason, it could just be like, yeah, they feel like they're ready, but maybe they're like, we're gonna let you cook a little more down there. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want you to get lost in the shuffle. When we bring you up, we want you to be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to some other people talk about people. Shout out to Glenn Rubenstein, man. He actually calls people like 5th-year seniors. And like he was talking about Gigi Dolan, for example. Like, she gives that 5th-year senior vibe right now, where it's like she's kind of just there, and they're like, what are they really doing with her, and what is there for her to do? So like, it's kind of looking like you should take her on the main roster. But then you look at like a Roxanne, and you're like, okay, we never really have seen her in the heel version yet. And they did this with Braun too, because remember, we thought after he lost that NXT title, we're like, okay, main roster bound. But then it was like, no, wait, not yet. He's turning heel. Oh, this is interesting. We haven't seen a heel Braun yet. We wanted to see this, but here we go. And now he's more over than he was originally when he was like a prototype, you know, because when he was like babyface Braun, you saw it, but it was the Roman vibes, you know, like big dog, like, oh, you're getting shoved down our throats. We know it. They look at you as the next up. But then when you turn heel, that flip switch, and now you got that much cooler. And
same thing with Rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the exact same thing. Like, I'm intrigued. Like, I'm intrigued with how they're going to get us to Stand and Deliver. But I feel like this heel turn, because I'm pretty sure this is considered a heel turn.
Has to be.
Like, I feel like this makes sense, and they did it well.
I agree.
So I give them that. Sean Spears, he's basically Kane from 2011. Embrace the hate. Embrace the infliction. They gave him a squash match, and I'm like, okay. But then he cut that promo afterwards and was like, yo, Rich, embrace your true nature. You like rage? Embrace it. And I'm like, bro, this is literally Kane and John Cena from 2011. Embrace the hate, John Cena. Embrace the hate. Minus the laugh, though. But yeah, that's what I got from that promo. Some people was like, he's basically being a mirror, like, hey, this is your true nature.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace your true nature. I can see that.
Yeah.
But I just got heavy embrace the hate vibes from 2011 with this promo.
I can see that. I was more so just laughing at the crowd because I'm like, heel behavior, but he's getting more cheers than the person that supposedly is the I guess babyface, but yet they hate him. So I'm like,
apparently that's a Finley. That's one of Finley's kids.
Oh, really?
I think so. I saw that online. I don't know how accurate that is. So
makes sense. Okay.
But yeah, it was interesting. Do I care about Ridge Holland? Not as much as everybody else do, but I'm open.
Wait, there's an everybody else that does?
There's some people that do.
Really? I would love to meet those people because I'm that where? Seriously, where? Where are y'all? Are y'all in live? If you're a fan, remember when I asked last week about the whole what would you rate Karrion Kross in 2K? If you're a fan of Ridge Holland, please tell me yes or no here because I need to know where y'all at. I really want to know. I really want to know.
And honestly, if you are, here's my advice to you.
Back up a taste. Just a taste. Just give me some room. Hey. Okay, the door's gonna slam about now.
I don't care, but I'm open. I'm open for them to do something to make me care. For right now,
You care about him a lot less than
it,
Lexus King.
I don't give a fuck about neither one of them. if we're honest here,
I don't care about either one of them. I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you.
They neck and neck on. I don't give a fuck. let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's start. Atlanta, acknowledge me. Neck and neck. I don't give a fuck.
I ain't mad at it, brother. I'm right there with you, homie. I'm right there with you, dog.
But if there's anybody I trust that will get me to care a little bit about Ridge, it would be Sean Spears. I give him that because he is one of those talented guys. I know people don't like him. Some people don't like him because they feel like he's more he's less entertaining than watching paint dry. But in my opinion, especially when I've seen him on the Indies and like DPW and all this stuff, I love him. Like you will not get me to hate Sean Spears. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Fair.
And then obviously to close out the show. I mean, we also had Sol Ruka come back.
Yes, I am so happy. And you know what's funny? Maybe I slept on Soul the first time, but I forgot how beautiful Soul is and was like, wow. Maybe it's because now I found out she's even got more black in her or something. I don't know. Not to say I didn't like her the first time because I did, but like, man, it was just like.
It's something about when you find out people have black in them, it makes them more beautiful. I don't know.
Yeah, because Kiana James was the same way for me. Like when I found that out, I was like, wait, whoa, hold up, whoa. Wait a minute, you got black in you, shawty? Hold on, stop playing. You know you don't. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, she does. Wow, that just made me love her even more. So this Sol Rook is the same case. It was just like look, good God, man, like she got prettier. I'm not even playing, y'all. She got prettier, and I'm just like, yo, did I not notice the first time, or am I just tripping? Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're tripping. It's all right. It's okay.
Okay. Sol Ruka, welcome back. It is so good to see you. I can't wait to see you on a weekly basis now. You welcome back. Weird how that happened out of nowhere because they did the whole beach vignette last week, and it was like, well, that's definitely Sol Ruka because who else comes out?
Was this NXT tape too?
I don't know. I can't tell. That's why I'm like, was it?
Shit, I
don't know either, bro. So I was just like, I don't think so.
I don't know. That was a cool. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do about that. I already know her fangirls online gonna be going crazy.
Yeah. I just wonder, do you think she's gonna have that finisher still before we move on? You think she's still gonna do the same finisher, or do you think she's gonna switch it up now after the knee situation?
Does that move require her knees to be 100%?
Probably, because it was like a whole. Remember, she did like a whole flip, kind of
into the cutter.
Yeah, like
that's interesting. I gotta see her first match.
Yeah,
on TV. I don't go to the live show. I don't live in Florida. So
if she still does that, I'd be impressed, even with that knee. I just hope that.
I mean, she got the knee brace, so I'm guessing that's supposed to help. But then again, so did Tegan Knox, and she still got injured.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Last bit before we get to the main event, William Regal popped up.
Yeah,
that caught me off guard. I was like, no way.
Me too, bro. Caught me off guard as well, but even more so just because it was like, where are we going with this? And then I'm like, okay, so he's putting over this Heritage Cup that
I thought he was going to be managing the fashion, but he's like, I'll be watching. I'm like, so you're basically saying, this was basically one of those cameos that he had. Remember when he did the whole thing with Ava? So I'm guessing he's being used to I guess, say, hey, this is a good team.
I guess so.
Pay attention to it.
Yeah. Tough. It's tough
And
to say, man. You know, especially what was weird was the exchange between him and his son too. Just like, oh yeah, I'll defend this better than you ever did. And I'm like,
I felt like that was a rib, because Regal immediately corpsed when he said that.
must have been, bro. Because I'm just like, oh.
They both laughing at each other, and I was just like, nah, there ain't no way.
But see,
because
commentary didn't make that any better. To well, he's not too old to get,
get put over his knee and spanked.
Yeah. I'm like,
okay, Vic.
Like, I almost felt like you enjoyed saying that or something, brother. You okay? You good? I don't know. Maybe you just said it. I don't know.
That's gonna be an interesting thing, especially with Noam Dar moving on from the Heritage Cup apparently, because soon as he got to look at Last Legend, he said, "I'm good. We're finna move forward."
Man, I don't like it. She'll definitely. You know what? Yes, Noam Dar. That's the perfect way to snap out of it. There you go. That's all it took.
Me too. Like, if I looked at Lash or Jakar or both, I'd be like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, we good. Let's go on to big.
Y'all still loyal to me even without the bet. All right, let's go move forward. Let's go after that North American title.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go after the NXT title. Let's go after the tag team title with Oro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward. Last but not least, for the main event was for the number one contendership for the NXT Championship at Stand and Deliver. Carmelo Hayes versus the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. I forgot his name for like a split second.
That's okay, brother. We'll allow it this one time. It's all good. It happened.
It's like it literally. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I've done that with some wrestlers too, so I get it, brother. It happens. It's all good.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. This match was okay to me. Wasn't bad. Wasn't great, but it was okay. You can it was a solid TV match.
Yeah, they had a better match the first time they met, like way back when. It was interesting because I guess you could say, and I'm sure you did too, I kind of predicted the ending of this. The moment I heard them say, winner goes to Stand and Deliver, I'm like, oh, well, guess that won't be. I was like, that won't be because I was hoping it was a situation of like if they said like next week or something like that, then I'd be like, okay, nope. Then maybe Melo could possibly win it. Trick comes back and it just I don't know, but nope. We real deal finna get Tony D'Angelo versus Ilya Dragunov at Stand and Deliver, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that one just yet.
You're not feeling it?
I don't know, because we've seen Tony D'Angelo in such singles. His style's a little different from Ilya's, so I'm interested to see how their style clashes.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if it's going to be a good clash or if it's going to be one of those just don't fit kind of things. I don't know.
I guess that's the thing. Beauty behind NXT is a sink or swim situation.
Yeah,
and we still have a couple of weeks before them to get us interested in it.
Yeah,
so it may sell us. He may sell us. I don't know.
I feel like the promos would. Yeah, it's just the match itself. I feel like wouldn't. I'm more nervous about the match itself, if it makes sense.
Oh no, it makes sense.
Okay, yeah, but
yeah, for sure, it makes sense.
Promo wise, I could definitely see them selling it because Dragunov already showing like, oh yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see this match, and see who wins. And we got a new family member. Hey, called that. I called that, bro.
What's his name? Lucas,
Lucio, or something like that. Lucio. Something. They kill me with these random names. I don't know. He's the lawyer dude with no sleeves.
Random generated name.com user one. Lucius Fox. I don't know.
Yeah. Something like that. He's a
lawyer.
He's a lawyer. Yeah.
He's the fake lawyer.
And he's added to the family because of his legal abilities.
He's gonna be a dirty lawyer. He's gonna get the Don out of if the Don kills somebody again, he's gonna get him off.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically that guy he's Proctor from Power.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I've never seen Power, but yeah, pretty much. There we go.
Trust me, if you Google Proctor from Power, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That's him. He's a dirty lawyer that got them off of the heinous crimes. But Yeah, it'd be Tony D versus Ilya Dragunov. And then after the match, well, during the match, Carmelo Hayes fell for the Universe Mode cutscene where the theme music plays and then nothing happens. And then he lost, obviously. And then the Don said, you know what? I got a gift for you, Melo. And then the music played again, but this time Trick was actually here.
I gotta give it to old Shawn Michaels and Tony D'Angelo for this. Usually, the heel does this dumb baby face trope thing, but it reversed. The heel got the dumb baby face syndrome in this moment. Like, you actually fell for this, bro. And you lost. And it was a good, 2 minutes before you realize, like, by the time it stopped, you should have known. Plus, you got security there. Why are you worried about it? You got security right there. Why are you worried? Focus on your match. That's a very babyface thing of you to do, bro.
They did make Melo look stupid.
They really did. Like, bruh, you in the middle of a match, you got security deep right there. If it was him, they would have had you, or you could have just at least finished the job. Then you could have been like, oh, shoot, let me get out of here or something. But, bruh.
Nope. And the sad thing is, he fell for it twice.
Twice, bro.
He fell for it in that match with Dragunov when Trick returned the first time, and then he fell for it again. Sir, you are not. This is not the actions of him
at all, bro.
This is the actions of a dumbass.
Yeah, man. You come on, bro. You gotta stop. Yeah, stop, my nigga. You losing yourself, dog. Like, you let Tony D'Angelo just that was some heel-ish. Like, oh yeah. By the way,
and then he came back. He said, I apologize for that. My bad for getting y'all hopes up. But also, Melo, I got a gift for you. Then they played it again, and then he actually came back. So he basically apologized for being a dick. And then
still,
I know Ciendel is probably listening to this, wherever she's listening to this, like, I hate you, D'Angelo, but at the same time, thank you for bringing Trick back. So, but the only thing I could think about after seeing that closing shot with Melo being held back by security and Trick just sitting there, just ready to beat the ever-living piss out of his former best friend was, I'll see y'all boys in Philly. That's one thing's for sure. I'm making my way to Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, man. That's boy. Well, based off what we see, it looks like we got what we got. So what we're looking at: Roxanne and Lyra, Tony D and Ilya, Trick and Melo, and pretty much everything else in between.
And I think they have a tag team tournament where the winners will probably face Braun and Baron at Stand and Deliver for the tag title. So that's another title match. I think that's it. Unless they throw in a random Heritage Cup match, I guess.
Yeah, if it's worthy enough, I guess they could do that. That feels like it would be a kickoff thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, they don't ever go overcomplicate the pay-per-views. I see them, that'll probably be like a kickoff match.
Yeah.
So that means we'll probably have to get there at like 10.
Oh God!
Because it's at 11:30. It's like at 11:30 a.m.
Good. Well, ain't too early for you, boy, or you, man. We've been up way earlier than that, but still, it's just like
we survived Elimination Chamber.
Yes, we did. That we did, and if we can get up for that, we can definitely get up for this. So that's light work. Light work.
Well, that's your NXT Roadblock review. It was a solid. It started off hot and then it became a standard NXT and then it closed off the way we pretty much predicted. But it wasn't a bad show, not by the slightest. Raw. Let's talk a little bit about Raw before we get over to AEW side. Okay. I guess we can start off with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins promo. Let's talk about it. Diarrhea Dwayne. I'm gonna let the floor is yours. I know you want to rant about that.
Man, when I thought someone couldn't be any more corny, I said, wow, now you just made The Rock look less Corny, my friend. I'm like, I popped for clown faced emoji because I said, nigga, it's actually kind of funny. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of hilarious because the way you come out and dress out the time, I can see why he'd say that. You know, Fruity Pebble John, clown faced emoji Seth. It kind of made sense. But come on, bro, diarrhea. And then you tried to say the bar, then explain the bar at the same time. Oh, because he runs his mouth. Da, 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 da. Really?
So it's like it's like you set the joke, but didn't get the laugh that you desired. So I gotta explain. So that's like me saying a knock joke. Nobody laugh, and I'm like, see, you know, when you knock and you open the door, and I say, "Who's there?" Like, when I saw that, because I'm not gonna lie to you, when I missed like the first hour of Raw, I was with the sister, gave my nephew his birthday presents. Shout out Tay Tay, love you, brother, love you, little baby. I gave him his presents, so I was pretty much spending the time with her, smoked the joint, whatever. And then I was peeping Raw, and I was peeping Twitter, and they was like, well, he said diarrhea to Wayne. I said, what?
Yeah, exactly. What and you fickle fans, I swear, you tried so hard to go along with that to make it seem like he really said something. Diarrhea. I'm like, no, stop. Just stop. I dare you to try to chant that to The Rock. Watch how quickly he gonna make y'all look like some fools the moment you chant that. Try it. Try. That is not finna carry well at all. So just shut that down now. Just shut that up. No. STS. Shut that up.
Boo.
I'm sorry. Like it's like, and then before the show, I even watched the episode. Like I watched it. Like I watched it back. I was like, maybe it's not as corny as I thought. And I was like, yep, this shit is corny.
You ain't see Cody make a reaction. Cody stood there like a freaking statue when he said that. That's how you knew.
He turned around. He was like, what the fuck? Because it's like you can't. It's like I can't even say it's because he's a father, because Cody's a father too. And he didn't even say that corny shit. Because The Rock is corny. Don't get me wrong. The Rock is corny, but he makes it. His corny is cool. Your corny is just like, damn. Somebody laughed at that. Wasn't me, but somebody did.
Exactly. Yeah, them white friends that you have at the country club that have no season on their chicken or their greens. Yeah, they the ones that laughed at that joke, bro. Yeah, no, they the ones that thought that was funny because they thought it was gonna make them cool, only to find out, nah, Negro, that ain't cool. That ain't nothing funny about that. Try again. Just saying. Sorry, Sam. Not sorry. No, not at all.
Diarrhea to win. But this promo was basically set up the confrontation that's going to happen on SmackDown. They're going to be there to accept the Bloodlines challenge. But yeah, I saw that promo. I was just like,
oh Lord, that means we're in for it. Now this one's going to be an hour. Good God. Well, you might well cut half of SmackDown. SmackDown's an hour this week, people. It's an hour. It ain't even.
It's gonna be 5-minute Cody entrance with the woes. It's gonna be another probably 3 minutes of Seth Rollins with the whoa, the burn it down. Then you gonna have the Roman. Did they announce that Roman's gonna be there on SmackDown?
No, it's just I'm sure he'll be there. You know he'll be there.
So Roman with his long entrance, because he got to come out there, hold the title up for the pyro. Then he got to take his time, walk down to the ring, stoking it to show off his man bun. And then he's gonna get the title again, go to the title. That's gonna be another 5 minutes. And then The Rock they're gonna go to commercial break as soon as Roman hits acknowledge me.
That or
And
well,
then-
hold on, because then you still got to throw in Paul, who's got this Hall of Fame induction now. So there's going to be segment on that. Yeah, so I'm gonna mention that before The Rock comes out, does what he does his shtick, talks his stuff. By that point, then you get Cody, you get and then you get the exchange of words and the promo back and forth. Then enough talk, let's fight or something. And
and that is an hour and 30 minutes of SmackDown. So everybody's entrance after that promo their entrance is gonna get cut, and every match is gonna be 5 minutes. You get a 5-minute match, you get a 5-minute match, you get a 5-minute match, you get a 5-minute match.
Boy, SmackDown gonna be boy, and Fox ain't gonna care because they can be like, oh, we got Roman, Rock, Cody, and Seth. Oh yeah, there we go, buddy.
Oh yeah, man.
Ratings, I love it. You fickle hypocrites.
But nah, I feel like it should be 30 minutes top. Like this should be it shouldn't be no long-winded shit. Like I truly think it should not be. Will it be? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Should it be? No. But yeah, the diarrhea line, I was just like, bro, this is the best you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Also from Raw, what do you think they're gonna do with Andrade heading into WrestleMania? Because I forgot Apollo Crews was on employment. I forgot he was employed.
You.
And I said, as soon as I heard his theme music, I said, "You still work there?"
Yeah.
People thought I was joking, like I was making fun. I'm like, bro, this is a genuine reaction. They was like, he's been on Main Event. I was like, bro, I do not watch Main Event.
Nobody watches Main Event.
Do you think I got that kind of time?
Bro,
do you think I had that kind of time?
Bro, Main Event is their Rampage. Who in all get outs watches that, bro? No one. Not one person.
I ain't got that kind of time to watch that much wrestling. Like my life does not revolve around wrestling.
Main Event ain't even worth, bro. It ain't nothing. Half of the doggone show is just them recapping what you saw on Raw. There's no point. It's like 2 matches.
They don't even upload the highlights on YouTube. That lets you know how little they care about Main Event.
Main Event is literally 2 matches, and they're spaced out. It's one you start off the show with, and one you end the show off with. Everything else is straight filler recap. And I'm not finna watch that, bro. On top of ads. So you gotta go through ads before you can't even, that's the sad part, bro. You can't even get from the first match, even if it was something you wanted to watch on Main Event. And you're like, oh, this looked like it would slap a little bit. You can't, because you're gonna watch the stuff.
They don't even promote it. That's the funny thing about it.
Exactly. They don't. It's just there.
They do not care.
It's literally just
so there. Why should I?
My point exactly, bro. That's all I'm just.
So whenever anybody say they've been on Main Event, so they've been in purgatory. Got it.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what it is. Damn. Man, at least my ninja was in NXT for a while, but damn, how did you go from that to Main Event?
Oh yeah, he went from That's So Raven to no visions at all.
Bro, I feel bad.
What you think they're gonna do? What you think they're gonna do with Andrade heading into Mania? I feel like they're still in the showcase phase. Like they're not really.
Yeah, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't gonna be on that card because he not on SmackDown, so you're not gonna put him in that feud with LWO and Delgado. He already made it known he ain't interested in that. So he's just gonna be there.
He's just vibing.
Yeah, he's just vibing to the party until Money in the Bank. That's all I can tell you. Money in the Bank. That's the next thing for him down the line at some point. Arguably, you could even say he is your next Money in the Bank winner.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. Go from Senior Money in the Bank to Senior Money in the Bank too.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, because it's either the only 2 candidates I could really realistically see it with right now would either be him or LA Knight. I guess. I mean, because I don't know who else you would give it to that really hasn't already won it or would need it.
Sure.
They're the only 2 that really come to mind that you could do.
Unless they just go full throttle and just give it to Braun.
He don't need it though.
No, I'm talking about somebody like him. Like give it to somebody from NXT. Like I wouldn't be surprised. I agree with you though. He don't need it.
Yeah, I'm about to say
But
because
at the
he's
same time,
so, him with a Money in the Bank. That's as wasteful as when they gave it to Braun Strowman, where it was like,
oh yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
where it was like, bro, you don't need it. What do you need a Money in the Bank briefcase for?
They wanted the merch, Monster in the Bank. Remember that? Yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But
No, sir.
Andrade, yeah, I think he's sitting this out, bro. I don't see. There's no.
Unless they do like a battle royal again,
Oh God, no. Look,
and he wins the Andre. He wins the Andre the Giant
I
Warrior
am
battle.
only Triple H. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Don't you bring that battle royal back unless you gonna actually put meaning behind this battle royal. There better be a title on the line, a top future title shot on the line. There better be you better make something interesting in that. Cause if you gonna give me that bull crap, you can keep that mess. It ain't done nothing for. I done watched all the past ones because they were at WrestleManias. All right. I saw the one with Baron Corbin. I said, wow, yeah, that did wonders for your career, pal. I saw the one with Big Show. I said, bro, you ain't even wrestling no more. What did that do for you? The one with Jey Uso was like, well, yeah, that was expected, but you were right-hand man. So I guess you could kind of say, in his case, it kind of did him something.
And that was on SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Sadly enough, that kind of did him something.
WrestleMania SmackDown. Sorry.
Oh, God. Yeah, we got to deal with that, too, I'm sure.
Oh, great.
Because knowing them, they're not going to have enough time to put everybody on the card. So, that means some of these folk will have to be resulted to SmackDown before Mania. So it's like,
tough break, nigga. Are they setting up the Fatal 4-Way after all? Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, or the Triple Threat?
It's given Fatal 4-Way to me. And if that's the case, that would mean Liv doesn't have to take the pin per se. But then again, who does?
Liv. Sorry.
You still think Liv?
Yep. They've been protecting Nia and making her this big deal. If it's not a triple threat, if it's not a fatal 4-way, Liv is taking that pin. If it is a triple threat, Liv is taking that pin. Like, I understand. It's like, I get why people are hijacking shows or like, we want this, we want that. But can y'all just think for a simple second? Rhea Ripley is leaving WrestleMania as Women's World Champion.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. They setting her up to be this dominant force for a reason. If it's a triple threat and Liv pins Becky, it won't be a big deal. And I hate to say it like that because I feel like it will be kind of a bust. If that title is supposed to leave Rhea Ripley, it needs to be it needs to be pinned by pinning her. No other way around it.
Oddly enough, this kind of doesn't. Yeah, this man, fans, why y'all doing this? Because this doesn't do Liv's revenge tour any favors. Because if that's the case and she's the one taking this pin,
and that's another thing,
then
it's a one-sided revenge tour.
That's not being.
Rhea has not acknowledged her.
Not once. So, what's the end game and end result here, people? We got to figure that out because
there's a story there, but it takes two to tango. You're gonna be out here looking like Bryan Danielson hating on Eddie Kingston. One-sided beef.
Yeah, you don't want that half-cooked beef, bro.
SummerSlam is right there. Backlash is right there since it's in France. And before somebody say, "Oh, you would you have Rhea Ripley lose the world title on a beast show like Backlash?" The Rock won the WWF title from Triple H at Backlash 2000.
2000.
That don't matter.
You know, I mean,
that argument doesn't matter to me.
This kind of makes me wonder if Nia would be the one to take it as an alternate in case they're trying to use that to then say Liv has a reason to go back after her. Or Becky could just take it. She was going to take it originally anyway. In a one-on-one sense.
I don't know. It's we'll see what they do next week because it's gonna be Becky versus Liv next week. 1-on-1.
Which interference will get in the way of that too. As we know. That's been the trend. And it's like, we don't think Nia's not gonna come out and just pummel both of them? Yeah, of course she is.
That's literally her thing.
And so like, oh, well, fatal 4-way. Here we go.
Well, now that won't happen until Rhea acknowledges. But then again, it's going to be like, what's the point of Elimination Chamber if it's not 1-on-1?
Exactly.
We say this every single weekend. Nothing's going to change.
Hence why.
What was the point of us giving a shit about Becky winning Elimination Chamber if you were just going to overcomplicate it?
Mm-hmm. And what was the point of Bayley winning the Royal Rumble if you weren't going to put her in a main event at a WrestleMania? Like you're supposed to do with the Royal Rumble winner. You see? It's Women's Month, y'all. We can't keep doing this to the ladies, man.
Just make it make sense, honestly, at the end of the day. Just make it make sense. That's all I got to say about that. Mm-hmm. That is all I got. That's all it is, and that's all it's going to be. Mm-hmm. You think they setting up Sammy or Chad Gable to run the gauntlet? Or because they're doing a gauntlet match for the winner faces Gunther for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
I say Chad because it looks like they really want to tell that story again. Sammy gives me world title vibes.
Like, how would that make sense though? Because he hasn't really interacted with nobody in the world title scene.
I just remember him saying, "I'm going to be a champion," and I'm pretty sure he ain't talking Intercontinental champion because he's won that a bunch of times over.
3 times, actually.
Yeah. So that is well beyond him at this point. I'm pretty sure he's at some point primed for a world championship match. When? Can't say, but that's the vibe I get. So given Chad, I don't know why they want to come back around and tell this. I mean, I get it. I see what they're doing. It's just it felt like that time passed, but if he's earning his way to
they waited too long.
Yeah.
They waited too long.
But if he's earning his way to get to it, then, I mean, because you haven't seen the Alpha Academy stick for a while now, for a little few weeks. So it looks like they're trying to make this a Chad Gable only situation. So we'll see.
Yeah. And then, obviously, the main event. So they had the main event basically, and it reiterated our thing. Seth Rollins isn't focused on Drew McIntyre. Do you think? I'm liking this Drew. Because he's making the same. He's saying Seth Rollins is a junkie for attention, which he is. Mm-hmm. But I don't know why. It's like I wouldn't be mad if they take the title off Seth and put it on Drew. But at the same time, I wouldn't be mad if Seth somehow retains and then Damian decides, oh, hey, I got the briefcase. Let me cash in right quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, either one of those could happen. I'd be cool with either outcome. I just need them to stop having my boy Jey Uso lose to Drew.
We are all in the same boat.
I'm really getting tired of that. Like, by now, this man should have had at least one win over Drew.
He's 2-8 according to those people who keep up with his win-loss record since going to Raw.
Yeah, I ain't, and it's like what we just said about protecting. I understand trying to find ways to make it justifiable on why he lost. It's one thing with the Gunther situation. Okay. You had a 3 count, Jimmy rung the bell early. But that's the classic dumb babyface syndrome.
Right. It's like, bro, he ain't even touching you. Ignore him.
Mm-hmm. That's the classic dumb babyface syndrome. And then I'm tired of that. This man is too over for y'all to be doing him like this. Okay?
Because after a while, when you keep losing, people are just gonna stop caring.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
yeah, it's just me. Ooh, it gets you hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet, 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 no, yeet, 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 whatever. It gets you hyped. It gets me hyped.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm gonna stop caring after a while.
Yeah. And you're not doing either one.
Yeet, no yeet. Yeet, no yeet.
And you're not doing either one of these twins any favors because it ain't like Jimmy's just been winning matches out the park.
This dude got kicked in the face by a highlighter.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then that was it. Like, no bounce back, nothing. He just got kicked in the face. It's like if they're building to Jimmy versus Jay 1-on-1,
mm-hmm.
they're not doing much to hype me up
at all.
Because Jimmy is a background player to Roman and Rock.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a henchman.
He's a henchman, and like I said, Jay's over. It's just y'all keep finding ways to make him talk a big game, go out there, put up a fight, but he ultimately loses. Like it'd be different if y'all were doing him like how you did him against Roman, where he just kept taking beatings and refused to quit.
All right.
That I can deal with, but this, no. I'm tired of seeing this man lose to Drew in the same exact type of fashion. Distraction, Claymore, 1, 2, 3. I was already over these two fighting each other because by now, Drew, you should have moved on from him anyway.
Oh, as soon as I saw that match announced, I was like, all right, I'm good. I could have easily turned the show off at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
After Jay did it's just me, you got me hyped. I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the same outcome as last time, and the time before that, and the time before that, and the time before that. And it's like after a while, you just be like, why do I give a shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We fix that. Fix that soon, ASAP, because
Tristan said on YouTube, said Jay got to pull up on SmackDown with Cody and Seth. He got to at this point.
Well, shout out to him being on the Jackie Redmond show because he was basically making it very known. Like he's basically reiterating what we said, I don't know how many times over. That man said, I tried to tell Cody, if you need me, bro, I'm there. But I'm telling you now, if we gonna pull up, we need some help. We need help. A lot of help. Because he know Samoans is deep. And he's trying to tell you, if y'all want to fight the bloodline, you're gonna need a lot of help. So listen.
You're gonna need the SWAT team, the Navy SEALs, the US Navy, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force,
the Men in Black,
GI Joes, Men in Black, Women in Black, non-binary in black. You need everybody in black. You need everybody named mama in black, but it don't matter how many people you got on your team. There's always gonna be that one Samoan that's gonna pop out and spawn out of nowhere and just thumb you in the throat. Pause.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, yeah, man.
It's a never-ending saga with these. Like, it's new Samoans popping up every damn day.
Because
you got Jacob Fatu. You got his brother who is a trained wrestler. You got his younger cousin Zilla. You got all these Samoans that's popping up on they're knee deep, man.
And you got extended family like Tamatanga. It's just like, bro. It's
at this point, Cody, you probably gonna have to just Just say a prayer. I don't know.
Mhm.
Pray to whoever you pray to, because at this point, you gonna need every immortal entity to beat these Samoans.
Yeah, man.
They not stopping. Or you might just have to embrace your inner Arn Anderson. I don't know, but I needed him to do something with Jay, because it's getting to that point where I just be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, bro.
And I hate that because I like Jay. I like him a lot.
As do
But
I.
so
They're giving them everything else you give a baby face. They're giving them interviews and promos and, you know, treating them like a true face of a company. But you ain't having them win. So I don't get it.
me either. Speaking of what I don't get, it's time to get all elite with AEW. I'm guessing Sammy Guevara got suspended because of the actions in the match with Jeff. Do you know that? Do you know that situation?
I saw a little bit about on Sean Ross Sapp's Twitter, but in terms of detail, no. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, this clip is what happened. So Sammy Guevara during the match hit a, I guess, it was either a shooting star press or 450. And when Jeff Hardy got his knees up, Sammy's knee connected with Jeff's skull, and it gave him a concussion. And apparently, allegedly, I don't know, I don't work there. They said the protocol is to quick roll up when someone is concussed, quick roll up in the match. They didn't do that.
Guevara struggling to their feet. Jeff Hardy put to the midsection, looking for a twist of fate. Sammy reverses. He's got Hardy up on the shoulders. GTH. Hardy goes down and Sammy scores the win. The winner of this match.
He finished the match. He took GTH with a concussion. This company, how old is this company? 5 years?
4 or 5 years now, yeah.
And Sammy Guevara has been suspended once in each year. That ain't a problem to nobody, but just me.
Yeah. Get that fool out of there, man.
It's like eat, sleep, flex, get suspended is Sammy's motto. But I'm not even going to put all the blame on Sammy, though. I blame the referee.
Good point.
I blame the doc. Because if you know that this man is concussed, why is this match still going? They should get punished too.
Yeah, that's true.
I have some thoughts on this. I'm gonna say go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I was listening to Jobber Tears actually earlier today, and they actually had a little mini discussion about AEW and locker room leaders. And who are their locker room leaders? Now, specifically, this was talking about the women, who's the women's locker room leader right now. But then even kind of bleeded into the men a little bit. So, like, it makes me really, truly wonder now. Who is their locker room leader? Like, nobody's going to stand up and be like, yo, protect your talent. My man's had a whole concussion. That's Jeff Hardy, bro. That's Jeff Hardy.
Not even Jeff Hardy. My thing is, too, this is the second time that Sammy concussed the Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
We all remember that fiasco when he concussed Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
And he continued the match.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good look. And let's remove Sammy Guevara from this. Let's remove Jeff Hardy from this. It's not a good look if your talent is concussed and you continue the match. And you're taking a bump that requires you to take a bump on your head.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you can flip it, it's not a good look. Like I will call WWE on this, and I will call AEW on this for you elitists that like to say, "Oh, you're your target." No, fuck that. Fuck tribalism. This is somebody's health. I don't blame just Sammy Guevara. I blame referee, whomever the referee was. He should just said, "You're not good." Like you can just look. That is on them training their referees to look at the talent and be like, oh, nah, you're not good. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Soon as he didn't bounce up from him landing on his knee expeditiously, like right, nah, it should have been done.
True, because how is it boxing referees have enough common sense to know this? UFC MMA referees have enough common sense to know this. Let's not put this on wrestling referees. And I know people are like, oh, well, it's scripted. Yeah, but they still have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they communicate with the producers.
And the ringside doctor.
Mm-hmm.
First things first, with Sammy, it's like it might be time for him to wrap it up in that company because he's been getting in too much trouble. But at the same time, I wouldn't put all my because even with him as a talent, he should know his fellow wrestler is not 100% there, but he got to get his shit in. But I also, like I said, I blame the referees too. Nobody looks good in that match.
Mm-hmm.
But Sammy is the scapegoat because he already has a lot of trouble. So they was like, well, you taking the fall.
Man, I hate hearing that.
Yeah. Time to get all elite before we get up out of here. Are you watching before we do that? Are you watching No Surrender this on Friday? Because it seemed like a regular TNA episode to me.
Another No Surrender?
Not No Surrender, Sacrifice. I'm sorry. Wrong.
Sacrifice.
My bad.
I'd check it out. Yeah, I'd check it out. Because Sacrifice definitely I hate that it's kind of like a special nowadays versus an actual pay-per-view, but it makes sense because they just had one not that long ago. So I'd check it out. See what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Okay. I didn't know the card until literally this morning. I believe it's Moose defending against Eric Young, who won at No Surrender. I know that's a match. I know they put a triple threat for the women's world championship. Is it Jordan Grace versus Zaya Brookside and Tasha Steelz? Hammerstone versus Alexander 2. So that's going to be, I know that's going to be a good match because their first one, I actually enjoyed their first one.
Yeah, should be interesting.
And then 6-man tag, Kushida, Knight, and Chris Sabin versus Ali and the Good Hands.
I'm enjoying that gimmick, by the way. That's
Me
really
too.
cool.
And obviously, the TNA World Tag Team titles on the line. The System versus ABC. So you already know the System's win. The System's win this one, right?
Ooh, yeah. I don't know yet. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
You sure?
Yet. I think ABC pulls off away with it, and then they probably do a rematch somewhere down the line. I know, but I know what you mean because the System seems like they're getting that push. But like you said, we're not quite 100% sold on them yet, so I don't see why they should win this. Because they ain't sold me enough for me to actually see them with tag team gold right
now. Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you watch that show and let me know if it's good, and then I'll probably watch it. I'll go based off of your opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Last thing before we get up out of here, AEW is getting a new look. This is their new logo for this week. It's giving me Power Ranger vibes again.
Yeah, that does give me Power Ranger vibes, bro.
But it's going down. They're coming to Duluth again for Dynamite, and then Collision on Thursday. So they're going to be there for 2 days. Wednesday and Thursday.
Very interesting. Okay.
The first match that was announced for the new Dynamite is Chris Statlander versus Riho. So, when in doubt, break the Riho glass.
Oh, Lord. Okay, sure.
You know they're basically building to Chris Stat turning heel on here, so
Of course.
I believe it.
I'm up for it.
And they announced Darby Allin is no longer World Tag Team Champion after Sting's retirement, so he's going to face one half of ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champions Jay White at Big Business next week. So,
okay,
yeah, AEW. You have any other thoughts on AEW? Because we just did a Revolution post show, so we've been keeping up to date, but nothing really. It's more so, yeah, just a wait and see.
Yeah, so wait and see.
Yeah, so. But before we get up out of here, what do you let's check the chat right quick. Shout out Big Stat and Willow Thickingale. Thick and Thick. All right.
I like that. I ain't
like
mad
that.
at it.
I ain't mad at it either. But before we get up out of here, let's check out our song of the week. For those of you who don't know, that's basically where we pick a song and then it's posted on social media. Following us on social media. My song of the week is the song that we listened to before we got up on this live, and that was "Get Money" by Junior Mafia.
Junior Mafia.
Get money. Get money. So that was I like that song. I don't know why. It got a head nod on me. The lyrics, it is what it is, but it gets a head nod on me. What about you?
You know what? I was trying to go through my song history here. There we go. All right, what's that last one that you heard your boy do? It was you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. That'll work. Go good old Ghetto Boys. Mine's playing tricks on me.
Ghetto Boys, Mines.
Yep. Ghetto GETO Boys. Mine playing tricks on me.
Tricks on me. Yes, hey man, so of course, so yeah, that's our vibe for this week. So make sure you guys stay in tune with our vibe so we can keep y'all locked. But what can they find you on social media before we get up out of here?
For sure, brother. You already know, man. Follow your boy at Highlight Life, HILITE Life. You can also catch me at Life's a Botch _OTS for the Life's a Botch show. Of course, I will not be on all month. I'm actually allowing my co-hosts and the ladies to take over all month in honor of Women's History Month. So it's a full ladies takeover. So shout out to the ladies in wrestling that do their thing. This is all about y'all. And shout out to OTS Media Co. Make sure you follow all things OTS Media Co.
Yes, sir. And unlike Seth Rollins calling this man diarrhea Dwayne, he's actually good people. So we don't have to, he's not diarrhea, everybody else is diarrhea. But yo, make sure you guys keep it locked here. We got a lot of new content coming on the main channel, youtube.com/@gresh. WWE 2K24 content coming out this week, by the end of the week, as well as we got new Talking Ish dropping with Nick Harrison, Professor Hit Nick Harrison. We talk about everything, life, wrestling, doesn't matter. It's literally just two uncles talking ish on a Friday morning. You know what it is, 10:15 usually a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like if you're on your commute to wherever you go, we got you covered. And we appreciate y'all for running over 100 deep here for the live chat, wherever you're listening, whether it's on the Life's Botch, whether it's on the OTS Media, whether it's on all Gresh platforms. We appreciate you guys rocking with us on this Tuesday / into a Wednesday morning. So we got y'all covered. But make sure you guys continue to keep it locked. Gresh Unleashed Pod on YouTube. Subscribe over there. Follow wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I don't know wherever else, wherever the distributor push it at. If you search Gresh Unleashed, it pops up. And make sure you follow yours truly at Gresh on Twitter or Josh Gresham ORG everywhere else. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here. Make sure you continue to support my boy Highlight Reel, whatever he releases. Make sure you continue to support everybody that is in this community, within this space. I appreciate y'all. Those wrestling girls, Ciendo, love her to life. Love all these people. Love everybody who continues to support us. Like, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Tristan. Shout out to everybody who hopped in here. MFB, your boy Squint. Shout out to all y'all. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. And remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be breezy.
Yeet.
We said